We have more for your ears only. I'm David Alpern.
I'm Eddie Robinson.
Good evening, everybody. How are you?
Hello.
We are so happy to be with you.
How are you over here? Okay.
From the Cheek to Cheek CD that came out of last year's collaboration by Broadway legend Barbara Cook, honored just last weekend by Washington's Kennedy Center, with vocalist, pianist, and music historian Michael Feinstein at Feinstein's Cabaret in New York's Regency Hotel. And they're back there again all this month with more songs by Berlin, Gershwin, Rodgers and Hart, Jerome Kern, Dorothy Fields, and many more.
For 2 New Year's Eve shows, Feinstein shares the stage with new Broadway star Kelly O'Hara, and he continues his Sinatra project on PBS TV and CD, all part of a mission to maintain audience for the Great American Songbook. To talk more about that music, the men and women who made it decades ago, and those with whom he performs it today, for your ears only, we're pleased to have Michael Feinstein on the line now. Welcome back to our show.
Thank you very much.
Barbara Cook first bowled me over as Marion the Librarian in The Music Man on Broadway in 1957. When and where did you first hear her? How would you describe the special qualities of voice and interpretation that she brings to a song?
Well, David, as a kid, the first time I heard Barbara's voice was the cast album of The Music Man, which my parents had.
Right.
Everybody had that recording. Of course, those were the days when all families had original cast albums, not just gay people. But I got to meet Barbara Cook in the late 70s when I was in my early 20s, and I was thrilled to share the stage with her as a part of a Gershwin tribute. And the thing about Barbara is that she has always sung with a tremendous clarity, a verbal acuity, if you will, an ability to bring through the meaning of a song so specifically and connect to the heart that I think is unusual for a soprano.
I've seen videos of the master class she gives newcomers to musical theater and cabaret. Do 2 veteran performers like you and she also learn from each other when you do a show together?
Oh, yes. I definitely learned from Barbara because she is so emotionally connected to every moment. She will wring meaning out of a lyric that I've heard over and over again. And when she's looking in my eyes and singing, there is nothing that is more compelling or exciting because she is so deeply connected that I have to be equally deeply connected.
Do you have much of a problem with audiences who know these old songs so well they can't help but want to sing along, a definite no-no outside of piano bars, birthday parties, and the shower? Some singers I know always give them at least one chance per show.
It's true that people do sometimes sing along, but for the most part, I find that they're very quiet. I will see people mouthing the words. Sometimes, if they've imbibed a little too much, they'll be a little bit louder and they're singing along. But unless it's very disturbing, I don't ever say anything.
What led you to pick Kelly O'Hara for your New Year's Eve shows?
I saw Kelly O'Hara in South Pacific, and I thought that she was absolutely marvelous. And then I saw a performance that she did at Feinstein's of her solo show and was taken with the variety of material that she did, the eclectic nature of it, and, again, her ability to bring through the depth of a lyric. It always goes back to the lyrics for me. Of course, the musical aspect, to have a great voice is essential, but it's all about the interpretation and bringing through the feeling of the song that is most important.
Talk a little bit about your Sinatra project for PBS, now a second companion CD. Is your approach to his vast body of work chronological, thematic? How are you doing it?
My approach to Sinatra's work really is to emulate his style and his overall approach to the songs, because nobody wants to hear somebody imitate Frank Sinatra. So what I did was look at the bigger picture of all those elements that made him unique and made him not only iconic, but what he did to change the way we listen to American popular song. And it was those collaborations with Nelson Riddle, with Billy May, with Ernie Freeman, and his hand on the orchestrations, on the different varied ways he found to reinvent these songs. So that's how I approached it.
Our mutual friend, the cabaret queen Andrea Marcovici, once said on this show that what made Sinatra unique in part was being the first male singer to show the kind of vulnerability, longing, heartbreak that women singers always had. What's your view on that, or what you think made him unique?
Well, that's interesting. I mean, I think that early in his career, Crosby did that, but then lost it. Russ Columbo did it. There were a few others who did it, but I think in his time, perhaps Sinatra was the first to do that, even though Johnny Ray was doing it, but in a different sort of histrionic way.
Of course, in later years, he was the jazzier, ring-a-ding-ding Rat Pack singer. Which of his musical eras and incarnations do you most favor?
Well, like many, I appreciate the mid-50s because that has, for me, the best of both worlds, in that he was starting to swing, but it didn't become too cocky, and it was still more about the music than the persona.
Judging from the audiences who come to your club and your concerts, how bright is the future for the great old songs and a continuing stream of young people who seem drawn to perform them in an age dominated by rap, rock, and hip-hop?
With technology today, it's now possible for people of any age to discover anything about the great singers and the songs of the past, because the Internet is a very powerful tool. And because of that, I meet a lot of young people who discover this music and are interested in it, where they'll see a clip on YouTube of Ethel Waters or Buddy Clark or the most obscure names in songs. People can discover them. And for that reason, I think that we have a great chance of this music surviving for a very long time.
Michael Feinstein sings with Broadway legend Barbara Cook through this month of December at his club, Feinstein's at the Regency Hotel in New York, and on New Year's Eve with new musical theater star Kelly O'Hara. His PBS special, The Sinatra Legacy, is airing around the country, and the companion CD is The Sinatra Project Volume 2, The Good Life, including this from Guys and Dolls.
Luck be a lady tonight. Luck be a lady tonight. Luck if you've ever been a lady to begin with. Luck be a lady tonight.
And this has been For Your Ears Only.